Howdy folks, thanks for checking out this week's feature lesson. As you just saw and heard there, I played a 12-bar blues in the key of G. This is an original composition I've entitled Trouble Ahead, but again, it's just a 12-bar blues, and I created two arrangements for it. They kind of sit in that intermediate level, and we are going to explore a wide range of the fretboard, and which is largely actually kind of a relatively simple melody. I'm going to break everything down note for note. We're going to put the tabs up on the screen. If you want to download the tabs, the audio tracks, and access Sound Slice, click the link in the description to learn how. All right, so let's put those first few measures up on the screen, and I'll play them slowly and then break them down. I know measure 3 looks tricky to the eyes, but it's not as complicated as it looks. So here it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. All right, so in measure 1 there, actually the melody starts out rather simple. Some of it's very straight ahead, while other parts, of course, more syncopated. And this first part, the measures 1 and 2, is fairly straight ahead. So starts on the 9th fret of the G. I'm using my second finger there, and then 8 on the B. I'm gonna be going back and forth between these two notes quite often here in this first arrangement. So 1 and 2, and then back to 9. So the 4 8th notes in a row. 1 and 2, and then beat 3 is a quarter note on the 8th fret of the G, and then the 9th fret of the 8th fret of the B string, 9th fret of the G. And I'm gonna kind of slide down off of that. And those quarter notes, I'm gonna kind of give them a little vibrato or wiggle, if you will. So that first measure. And then measure 2, I'm gonna slide right back into the 9th fret of the G and kind of almost repeat the phrase. And then 10 on the B twice. And that second time, it's gonna go, a quarter step bend. Okay, so. Okay, and we're searching for, this B flat is kind of the target note here, and we're just bending it again a quarter step. Quarter to a half, somewhere in there. So it's gonna be 3 bends and releases, okay? And I'm just gonna pluck it once on that first bend, and then just up and down, bend down, and then catch 10 on the E, and then 8 on the B string, which is a G note, and that's on the right, the and of 4. So it'll be and 1, 2, 3. So I'm getting to that resolution note just a half a beat sooner, right, than before measure 4. If that makes sense. Okay, so 3 bends and releases, kind of for the B flat is kind of the target note there. So let me play all 4 of those so you can hear them in context again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you haven't done much bending of notes in the past, as you notice, I have my fingers behind the third, this is the note I'm bending right here with my third finger, and these fingers are behind it, like bracing it, okay? So it's not just the one finger by itself. Don't do that. That will not be to your benefit. You want some more, again, support or bracing behind your finger there. So again, just going up 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. And then measure 4 again is just an 8 on the B string there, it's a G note, and it has a circle around it, so it's just a whole note, right? I'm just gonna vibrato, 2, 3, 4. So that measure is obviously rather easy. Let's put the next few on the screen here. Starts out relatively the same. 1, 2, 3. Do that one more time. 3, 4. Two, 3. Okay. Measure 5 again is exactly the same as measure 1. Slide up to the 9 on the G, 8 on the B twice, back to 9 on the G, 8 on the B, back to 9. Slide off of it, and then measure 6 is very similar to measure 2. We go back up to the 9th, 8, 9, 8, quarter note, and then here 10, and then 7, and I'm gonna slide down to that 7. Right, getting a lot of those slides, those quick slides or hammer-ons, kind of give it a little bit of a mean sound. We'll do more of it here in a sec, but yeah, a little sauce on your notes, you know, a little attitude. 2, 3, and so I have a big tie there for 2.5 counts. 4 and 1, 2, 3, and then 6 on the B, slide to 5, 7 on the G, 5 on the B, and then here's a little bit of a hop from the 5th fret of the B, and we're gonna go to the 3 on the G, slide to 4, and 5 on the D. That's the G note right there. It's our root note. And then on the and of 4, we're gonna catch a 3rd on the B string. I'm sorry, G string. And then we'll go into the next phrase there. Let me play all 4 of them. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. So a few things syncopated, right? Let's go on to the next few, the last 4 of this arrangement. Again, it's 12 bars, so not too long, but end on that D7 chord there. So measure 9, 5th fret of the G, kind of had a little pickup before that, right? Like 3 on the G. But so then 5 and 5, 3, 5, and shoot up to 7. And then 8 on the B. We'll use the 2nd finger. Again, another quick slide. Tied over for a beat. And then 6. And then slide down to 5. And then 3 on the G. 5 on the D. Tied over to the downbeat of measure 11, and then a kind of a little classic walk down here, just quarter notes, 3 on the D, 2, 1, and then I'm gonna slide up to the 5th fret on the A with my 3rd finger, 4 on the D, 5 on the G, 3 on the B. I'm just kind of outlining that D7 chord. And we'll go into the second arrangement. But those 4 in context, 2, ready, go. So again, you can kind of hear those quick slides. They, I almost want them to sound kind of mean, right? And I'm giving it vibrato when I get there. And right there, sliding downward, right? Has a nice, again, mean sound to it. All right, so that's the first arrangement. Let me play through all of it now so you can hear it in context at a nice, easy tempo. So yeah, starting at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. Okay, so there's the first arrangement. If you want to download the tabs and access the second arrangement and access Sound Slice, you can slow down and loop things. Click the link in the description to learn how, and check out the other blues lessons at my site. If you're watching on YouTube, you can click around me and watch some other lesson previews as well. That's it for this one. Take care.